So for everyone, as we anchor into our day, even though there's like life and things and dynamics and all things are beautiful and sometimes they're not, and things happen every day is an opportunity to step into a new energy. So as we talk about Trajectory Tuesday, and I start looking at some like beautiful faces on the screen who are all about like micro distinctions or like this new term, nano distinction, and they're focused on like their shifts, their trajectory. Let's like step in and play with everyone in the chat. I've been blown away by the participation this weekend virtually. You know, Peter Swain, Joe, Tiffany Noel Brown, Dan Geltrude, and many others. And I am not naming, not because I don't want to, simply because the list is like rather long. It has been incredible to see you participate and play full out this weekend. So for everyone virtually that's on this huddle, day in, day out, coming together, like what is our next trajectory shift? Like for a second, like whether you're, you know, just waking up, whether you're like Ken Van Loo and you just ran, you know, 4.5 miles, or like you're somewhere in between. Like what is that one trajectory shift for you? Like hand on your heart, if you knew you did this one thing, if you time blocked, if you journaled, if you focused on the 7 levers of sales and marketing process mastery, whether it's ecosystem mergers, speaking engagements, sales meetings, sales, contribution, disposable income, fun and magic, what is the one shift, the one focus? Let's like drop it in the chat. And listen, if it's like, Fernando, there's like 20 focuses, then drop all 20, it's all good. There's like no boundaries of like inclusion. Like, listen, whatever it is, there's no boundaries here. Well, there is definitely boundaries. Take that back, scratch, rewind. As far as like in the chat, share. Like the chat is yours. It is here for your leadership, for your opportunity. So like in the chat, what is that one shift for you? And for everyone that's like, dude, I just don't want to write in the chat. It's okay. Then like, what is it for you in your own heart and mind? And like, let's step into like some conversations. I know, you know, Sean's going to be jumping in here. We got some fine folks. Let's start with like Mr. Orange, my man, who single-handedly ate 128 scoops of ice cream. I'm only slightly exaggerating. He will tell the real story. This is totally a hyperbole. Mr. Frank Orange, how has this weekend been for you? You are a man of dedication, of discipline, of massive acceleration, of full immersion into the world of development for like more than I've been alive. Seriously, 3 decades. So like, what is up with you, Mr. Orange? And like, what's on your heart this morning on Tuesday as we take our last day in Long Beach Island?
Well, good morning, and thanks for that, Fernando. What a beautiful day and an incredible weekend. It's hard to believe that it's almost all over. And even though I am disciplined, I tapped out at about 100 scoops of ice cream. I couldn't go the full 120. I think it was the Pop-Tarts and all the candy and sugar. And I mean, I love ice cream, man. And that was like decadence. That was decadence on steroids. That was fun.
That's
great
awesome.
time for everybody that has been here. What an incredible.
Frank, why did you eat 72 scoops of ice cream?
Why did I eat 72 ice? Because they weren't going to eat themselves. You know, they had to get done. Plus, I wasn't necessarily in my process mastery, Sean, at that time. I wasn't at my finest hour. But it was fun. It was fun. It had to be done.
So awesome stuff. So yes, we are here with the crew. I mean, flanked by amazing people at this.
Oh, you're in the house? You're in the house. I'm going to come find you.
All right. So what are you in the ocean, brother? Drifting off to like see Peter Swain in the UK?
almost the other night, Sean. That almost happened as we got knocked around like rag dolls in the beach. But still, amazing time. Yeah, I was calling out to Peter. Peter, if you're out there watching right now, you weren't very helpful, man, at grabbing my arm and pulling me out of the ocean.
So let me answer this, Frank. I think you're walking up the stairs. So we got.
Yeah, he's walking back down.
We're going the wrong way. Right. So Frank, why are you running away? No. Frank, what time did you sleep?
I went to sleep at 2:20 in the morning.
Oh, one of you got to end the video. Boom.
Do I just grab the show?
This is what it looks like, folks. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, amazing. Elle Anderson. Who's on my left? Jay Sips. All right.
Yeah.
Jason Sipple is there.
I went to bed at 4:30, like the normal time I get up.
All right,
I went to bed at 4:30.
Right. So everybody's taking phones and craziness is happening. So Elle, why did you go to bed at 4:30? What time did you leave the house?
2:30, maybe?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you were hanging out talking or stuff? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
We were doing powerful stuff, not just talking.
Boom. I'm sorry. All right. So we're going to get So, by the way, who else do we have in the house? Let's go through who's here right now. Is that?
Well, right behind you, Franco, we have Vivian and we have Michelle,
Vivian, Michelle,
Sean,
and by the way,
TTP,
everybody's
Mike.
TTP, Mike.
TTP's in the house.
All right, TTP.
Deepak's saying hi. What's up, everybody?
Deepak is saying hi as well. So these are the final standing warriors because buses started leaving. I think the first bus left at 4:30 in the morning. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bus left at 4:30 in the morning. The second bus left at 6 a.m. And the most important thing to everybody last night, particularly Deepak, was him lovingly coming over to me and asking me, can you promise me that he didn't use the L word, that
Love.
but he was going to use the late word. And he's like, can you promise me that, that I'm going to make it on the bus, right? If I stay, 11:30 bus, we'll leave at 11:30. I'm like, yeah, of course. He's like, no. I mean, really, the bus is really going to leave at 11:30. I'm like, of course.
Not ish.
He's like, not like really, like my life, my children, my family, like really, like that's what he's really level 5 saying. Like, can I please, I love you. Can I please count on you for this? Can you please help deliver this for me? Was I hearing you correctly, Deepak?
You were absolutely hearing me correctly. my son's birthday depends on
Yes.
no ish.
You'll be leaving.
No
You'll be
ish.
leaving. But first, we will be in the ocean and doing fun things if we want to and going out. So, all right, key takeaways. Thank you, Deepak. So, Frank, real quick, bottom line, what was your, maybe Frank asked this before I was on, can we just close that quick door, the window? Just hearing a little bit of, thank you so much. So for you, what was a magical, I'm trying to pivot away from saying the most, like what was a magical moment for you? Besides eating 128 scoops of ice cream, 16 Pop-Tarts, 8 brownies. Really, that's what we're in our quotations.
Yes. Besides that, I think there was so many distinctions and there was so many different opportunities to learn. But the one thing that I found that's sabotaging me is when I delete whatever my process is, whatever I decide, this is what I'm going to stay consistent to. I delete, dilute, or distort the things that I make excuses, right? When I make excuses and I minimize the trajectory of where I'm going, it just takes that much longer. Everything is mathematical. Everything is, consequential to what you do. Every choice that you make, every decision that you make affects the next choice that you make and affects the next outcome of what you're going to have. So when you have a good system in your life, whatever that is, if you have good discipline, you have good routine, and somebody's teaching you, don't delete what they're telling you. Don't distort it. Don't dilute it to fit what you think is the right way to do it. Fall in, imitate fully and excel, because the trajectory again can be unbelievable in the positive direction, but it can also be in the trajectory can go south real fast too if you decide to take it on a distortion.
Awesome, brother. And if anybody wants to question if that's really true, or is it just made up, right? Want me to prove it right now?
Yes.
That there's a math to this entire thing. 95% of Americans, I don't know the exact number, but it's certainly less than $50,000 in savings. The vast majority of people in this country live paycheck to paycheck. And it's impossible. That's a mathematical reality. And do you know what the statistical probability is that everybody would just coincidentally make exactly what they needed to survive and live as they saw it? And so the point is, every single person makes, basically in America, more than 90% exactly what they need to make it through the next month. Everybody. And that's because they don't delete, dilute, and distort anything more than what they need to sit right there. Do you guys get that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't delete, dilute, and distort the rest. Like they make sure they don't delete, dilute, and distort what they need to do to pay their rent, to pay their mortgage. They do exactly that. Well, sometimes people do exactly what they need to do to have their sports car, their rent. Sometimes do exactly what they need to do to go on one vacation, rent their beach house, pay their car payment, pay the mortgage, do whatever. And then comes time for college. It's like even financial services, bro. Okay, we got to prepare for college. So they'll make available, pay for college, they'll pay off. It's exactly that. And all we need to do is follow the formula and shift what is our minimal acceptable standard, right? Yes. So if all of a sudden our minimal acceptable standard becomes, I'm going to save $1,000 a month. It could be, I'm going to save $25,000 a month. It could be, I'm going to save $100,000 a month. It could be, I'm going to save $1 million a month. Whatever the minimal acceptable standard is for people, that is what they will find. And deletion, dilution, distortion exists whenever it's above what those minimal structures are. Because then the deletion, dilution, distortion process mastery will become, okay, I'm not going to do this extra thing. I'm going to watch Netflix and I'm going to watch Ozark. Because that's a minimal acceptable part of my life. I have to watch Ozark, right? Like, are we kidding? Like the next episode's here. And so who's at cause over our life if we're watching Ozark and we had an idea and we wrote it a weekend, this weekend, oh, I'm going to amass $1 million net worth in 3 years, 2 years, right? And I write this down or 10 million. And then I'm watching Ozark and my process mastery, like Frank said, is off. I just want to tie this into being cause and effect over our own life. And so, of course, I've got to watch Ozark. Well, of course, I've got to go for a walk. My friend called and she was really upset, because, her husband didn't give her flowers. And then her husband was upset, that my other friend is a guy and, his wife makes more money. And she said something, she's taking care of the kids. They wasn't doing a great job. He was crying. So, yeah. And then we allow the space for that. But we wouldn't allow the space for that if we have a 9-to-5 job. We go, no, I can't talk right now. I'm at work. We're conditioned into whatever it is we're conditioning ourselves into. Makes sense? So Elle, you exist.
First of all, what is Ozark?
Yes. This is the first lady of landscaping, one of the most successful entrepreneurs that I know, who took her company from 4 million to now 25 million. And she was like joking, saying, she's like, I got this little company, and she's pulling out of her back pocket. Like, it's like, it's like doing like $1.5 million in revenue. And this happened, that happened, right? Like, as though it was like she was picking pennies up off the floor. And so Elle, your thoughts?
So my biggest takeaway was that I need to be more at cause. Like, I want to be at cause all of the time. I am a lot of the time before, but not even most of the time. And I realize now, like, I can be so much more at cause and I can be so much more. And I also had $1 billion idea for a company this weekend, which I'm very excited about. That wasn't even the best thing that happened to me. Literally, it wasn't the best thing. So the best thing is that these wonderful humans have taught me that I can be vulnerable, because for 20 years, I never allowed myself to be vulnerable, because my story was because I'm a woman and I wanted to be strong and I just wanted to be tough. And allowing myself to be vulnerable, I am stronger. Like 20 years, I lied to myself, and I'm more powerful and stronger. And I cannot wait to get started because I am at cause.
And you guys, and you guys feel, and you guys out there feel that? Like, did you feel that? Frank, did you feel that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
How could you not?
And how much more compelling, Elle was very compelling in the beginning frame of her accomplishments, her success, but then when she stepped into her heart and opened her heart and stepped into it in her power in a new way, heart-centeredly, it just exponentially raised it, right? Jason, do you feel that?
Yes.
All right. So before we drop into your beautiful distinctions, what did you think was the most ridiculous thing that we did this weekend? Just a ridiculous, cannot believe it, if anything, because you do extreme things, brother. You're Iron Man. right? So maybe there's nothing present like that for you. But what, if anything, tell these fine folks, did you think was just utterly ridiculous, if anything?
We came pretty close to the jetty. That was pretty ridiculous. The waves were overhead, right?
Yeah.
Waves overhead, going out in the ocean, no matter what, everyone going in, whether you could swim or not, people running in. Whether you could,
Swimming was not relevant.
whether you could see or not, you're going in.
Yeah.
People are washing up.
Or even better, we have blind people that couldn't swim. I'm kidding.
Yeah, ass overhead, right? People are rolling up on the beach. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So ocean was crazy.
So explain what you meant by getting to the jetty. Like what? Well, yeah, please.
Oh, we got swept down. Lifeguards are watching us. They're whistling at us, freaking out at us, and we're getting pretty close to the rocks, getting washed up over the jetty.
Yeah.
So he came with what, 60 yards?
Yes. And that was the first moment during this weekend that I was actually scared. And I was like, oh boy. And Michael Smikin loves to say, he's like, you were scared? Like, you're supposed to be in charge. Like, what are you doing? You're telling us that we're going to be okay. And
That's good to know. I was scared, but then I saw you pass me and I'm like, oh, Sean knows what he's doing.
Except
we're at his beach. He must know what he's doing.
Except the conditions are not usually like that. And like, I had no idea that we had drifted that far and that the jetty was even in play because it's so far away from our beach that we never have that issue. And so the lifeguard's like, the jetty. And I'm like, oh my God, where the hell are we? And how could we possibly have drifted like a quarter of a mile already? This is
in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
that was crazy.
So biggest takeaway for you?
Certainty. You're not going anywhere without certainty.
Awesome.
You better establish it.
And did you feel L certainty?
Heck yeah.
Right. And where are you going to give rise to certainty in you?
Good question. Me, it is showing up and knowing that if I step into Zeus, I will be at cause. I have the goddess, I have the aspirational and spades, but I got to step in with certainty with the plan and execute.
Awesome. Well, let's hear for J-Sip. If we go around and just say fun moment, everybody want to jump in with a quick fun moment? If we go around the room real quick? Yeah. Okay. If you don't want to, you can skip over. If anybody doesn't want to, why don't you maybe just step into the kitchen for a sec? Let's go right around the entire dynamic. And what I would say is, hey, either give it one sentence, if you could, please. So for example, it might be like most fun moment or a fun moment for me was watching Frank Clark eat 11 scoops of ice cream. Like that might be your fun fact, right? And what you are committed to, not your biggest takeaway. Let me like what you're committed to in one sentence. Like I am committed to loving people on unconditional boundaries. Like one sentence like that. So get everybody rapidly and folks in the huddle. What are you committed to? Right? Go, Frank.
I could say a fun fact was a fun moment was watching you trying to climb up on the edge of the boat. On the railing, there's a 6-inch railing, and he's like going to climb up and telling Nicole, distract the captain so I can stand up on the edge of the boat.
Michelle has a picture of that, by the way.
And the captain,
That's crazy.
And the captain, Jason, Deepak, everybody, the captain was not being distractible. So in 1 second, I go like this. No, this is like true moment. I put my foot up and I hear ding, 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 ding. As soon as it hit up, he's like got a bell, like, which is I think his like principal bell of like teacher, like moment. Right? So Deepak, a moment for you. Jay Sips was almost getting killed in the jet. So thank you.
I think one of the magical moments was when we got together in our groups of 4, and it was the middle of the night. It was pitch black, and I think it might have been 44 degrees outside with the wind whipping.
As
And
Bruce would say, the wind whipping down the boardwalk. The wind was whipping down the beach, right?
the wind whipping. Yeah, is that Bruce? I don't know if that's Bruce.
It was during Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah.
And it's like the wind whipping down the boardwalk. So the wind was whipping down the beach.
Wind was whipping down the beach. We're getting sandblasted by the wind, and our team was just committed to walking into that ocean no matter what, because we created a plan and we were going to overcome all of our fears. And we knew that if we could make this mind shift of, hey, I'm going to commit to this, I'm going to do it, I'm going to survive it, nothing's going to happen. Everything that I want is on the other side of this fear. And our entire team did it. We came out and it was incredible.
It was awesome. And just so people are clear, that wasn't like you're walking into just cold water in cold conditions. There was another whole part of it, and we'll let people talk about the whole part of it, which was the roaring, crashing sound effects that were happening into the darkness. And we'll have that.
It was like walking into a washing machine. And Howard went twice.
Yes, and Howard went
Yes, she
and
did.
Howard can't swim. Yeah. That's even the best part. Okay. So we're starting, and what's up, brother?
Hey, man.
All
right.
Does he have a great voice?
Yeah, it does.
So my favorite part was being with Frank and Michelle and Courtney Epps and the Twist-A-Whirl over at the theme park, the fun part.
That's in another Bruce song.
That's
He got caught in the tilt-a-whirl and didn't think I'd ever get off. That is in Sandy, 4th of July by Bruce Springsteen. I'm gonna have just Bruce quotes for everybody. Thank you.
well, the theme park was something that's been missing in my life was the fun of magic and really just laughing and enjoying things. And we were crying, laughing in that Twist-A-Whirl. I mean, our stomachs were hurting afterwards. I got abs getting out that thing. And so it was that experience of being in the park that evening was just like being a kid again. And that was magical.
And Brian, just real quick, what was the noise that you were making as you were on
Yeah.
that ride?
Yeah.
You dubbed this a certain thing. You dubbed this what? And what was the noise? And he dubbed this Camp Callagy. So amazing.
Great experience. So, but Camp Callagy is not just about fun. It was about tears. It was about going back to family. It was about accelerating your business. It was all aspects of all energy sources. So it was a gift.
Awesome. And who just came up the stairs?
It was Kelly.
Okay, Kelly. Hey, how are you? Good morning. So we get back to that. So let's thank you.
Michelle.
Yeah, I gotta hand you
Yes.
the device.
All right. So Brian stole my funnest moment. He didn't, we shared it together. Tilt-A-Whirl. I thought I was gonna die from laughter. I couldn't even being between Frank and Brian, and that thing, like my head was stuck to the back of it. We were spinning so fast. We were pulling some serious G's on there.
That was absolutely.
It was beautiful. And like Brian said, this weekend wasn't just about fun, although that's something that we need, I think, to remind ourselves to enjoy parts of our days and just balance ourselves out. But I mean, this has been an amazing learning experience altogether. And you have people like Elle, $25 million company coming here to learn. And I think that speaks for itself that this isn't just for people who are starting out their companies. I'm taking this somewhere else. Sorry. This is for people who are also very successful and are growing.
Awesome.
And having fun.
Yes. So yes.
Good morning, everyone. My favorite part was definitely Fantasy Island as a whole. I hadn't been to an amusement park since maybe 14 years ago. And I was at the Sea Dragon and smushed in 4 of us, David Gonzalez, Dom, his friend who came and joined us, Rose Santiago, and myself. And we just asked the guy to let us go twice because we were the only 4 people that were there. And it was so amazing. And then I also loved the moments that I had with Hala, who wouldn't have gone on one of the rides. And I can't remember which one it was, but it's the first one when you come in the amusement park. And it was amazing. And it was just extraordinary. I find that for me, what I think the biggest takeaway was the formula and the gift that it is. And when we partook in the exercise of breaking into groups last night, one of the biggest gifts that you can give people is 5-level listening and leaning into their objection and creating the magic that comes from it. And even when it doesn't work out, you leave that person feeling better. And it should work out if you're listening. The magic of that and the power of how the influence of the formula and how it can work in any relationship that we're with, whether it's business or not, and not to think of business as business, but to think of it as love. And that was quite illuminating for me. So that was my biggest takeaway.
Thank you. And having it 1:30 in the morning, all you lunatics were like rocking and rolling, going crazy still. And yes, it was incredible. Thank you, Vivian.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, this is Sean, and another Sean. And
This is my brother from another mother.
yes, exactly. We say that on our calls. So there's so many magical moments. I can't even like isolate one, and there's so many distinctions. I wasn't going to talk about Fantasy Island, but I want to just say one thing about Fantasy Island. It was just so much fun, right? And we were all just kids there. I remember I was with a bunch of our friends here, and we were doing a basketball game, and I sunk a basket, and I was so excited to win in Duke basketball, which is probably like a cheap $2 Chinese-made Duke basket. But
this is like China.
But it had the logo on there. It was so cool, and I took a picture of myself. I took a picture with me. Who was I with? I can't remember who else. David and a few others, and I sent it to my son, and he goes, "That's sick, Dad." And then the next text immediately afterward is, "Where'd you get that Ron John sweatshirt?" So I think I'm going to lose that sweatshirt when I get back home. But it wasn't all fun. But I want to just mention that piece. And then also we were out on the driveway doing just about weekend content. And just before we were kind of all waiting around, kind of all anxious and excited. I think it was the first or second day, a little tentative. And then it was sort of, we were all just sitting around, and Michelle and I were sitting next to each other, and we said, the music was on, and we said, "This feels like a Tony event. We should be dancing up there." And we got up there and started dancing, and then everybody broke into dance. It was great. And that just reminds me that what Sean said at our one of the sessions is, you have to have fun energy. People don't lead. You can't lead, and people won't follow you unless you lead with some fun. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of committed to putting more fun into my regular life, like at work. I think that's gonna make. I think it's gonna make a big difference. Thank you.
Good morning, Nicole here, aka Tink. I think my favorite part by far about this weekend was definitely the sense of family with everyone here. You could take groups and bring them to all the activities that we did and try to replicate it, but really it was the group and the people and how much everyone gave and supported each other that is really what made this weekend so special. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. So thank you.
Awesome. A fun moment. Yeah, let's hear it for that.
Fun moment. This is going to sound a little bit weird, but I have this thing for green pumpkins and pumpkin picking at Fantasy Islands, even though I don't think that was what was meant to be happening. It was probably one of my favorite fun moments of the weekend.
Yeah, so Nicole upon exiting Fantasy Islands, and she had the green pumpkin in her bag. And I'm like, is that official or non-official? She's like, I think it's official. John Kelly said too. So I still don't know. Nicole did or did not steal a pumpkin from Fantasy Island.
It had the John Kelly seal of approval. So that's what matters.
Hey everybody, it's Craig. Fun moment. And it's so crazy, I was only here for a day, but fun moments came on continuously. I guess on the boat when the music started up and everybody's hanging out, when everybody just started dancing, and the dancing just got bigger and bigger and more.
Let's show what you were doing. Yeah. Who wants to see Craig show what he's doing?
Go.
Go, Craig.
There's no music.
All right, give it. Hey, what do you want to hear?
There it is.
And repeated questions come up as to where that came from, and it's just from so many bar mitzvahs as you're growing up. That's the truth. But that's what it is. It was really just how much more fun can you bring into an energy of people who, I guess it just keeps getting repeated, who are so full of connection and so full of enjoyment being around each other and wanting to grow with each other in their personal lives and their business lives, and just there in fun and in love. And how much more can you bring of yourself to really bring that out? And I think that was not only my fun moment, but probably my biggest takeaway, and what I said last night as well, some people heard, is that sometimes getting in these groups, getting at these, in the seminars and being around this galvanized energy, you get to see so much more of yourself. At least for me, I get to see so much more of myself. And in what we normally look at is the real world, I step back from that. And I guess my takeaway is that I won't do that anymore, and actually bring my real self, which is the person I get to be here, which is the person I show up as here, is who I get to show up as in my life, with my wife, with my kids, in my business, for my clients, and for everybody I get to connect to, because that is just watching everybody connect, to me, brought me to tears yesterday. So
We're gonna hold you to that, number one, and number two, This is not just some seminar. I know you're saying that, and this is not even that,
Definitely
in
not.
that same thing.
Definitely
This is
not
a
even close.
combination of, as Brian said, camp, better than Harvard Business School, and putting together all those things into one integrated dynamic of how we drive ourselves forward, which you now know how to do because there's a formula. And sometimes people are like, oh, the formula, like whatever, I was in the formula or not. You're in the formula at all times.
Yes.
Like the formula is applying, whether you're applying it or not, and aware of it or not. It's like gravity. It's like what is. And then you could either be a cause in the formula or be an effect, right? That's it. So
mine was actually twofold. I had one that just emotionally completely tripped me to the point that it took me several minutes to recover from it. And that was Fernando. When we were on the bus, we were picking teams. Fernando picked myself and SoCal. And whenever we found out that we were going in the water, it was like, why us? And then we run out. It's Fernando, Martha, myself, and Craig from SoCal. And on our way into the water, Gina comes tumbling by. And
She flew by us.
who didn't have Gina fly by?
Another thing I missed out on. Sorry.
oh, you're fine. So I go after Gina to help get her back on her feet. And as I do that, Craig from SoCal is with Martha and Fernando. And about that time, from what I understand, Martha got knocked down and it scared her. So we went back on shore. We waited for a few minutes. She recovered and went back into the water. And this time, all four of us went underwater. What I learned when I came out was that was the first time Martha had ever been in the water. And it was the most turbulent, scariest shoreline that I have ever walked into. And I realized that Fernando picked Craig from SoCal and I because he knew that no matter what, we had his back in protecting her. And this group has our back.
Awesome. Wow.
I love you, man.
And by the way,
My roommate.
that's it. And I will tell you this. Do you know why the ocean was like that, everybody? Because it's normally very calm this time of year, for real. It is, and beautiful. Because all you people have been dissing New Jersey your entire life or Florida, California, and the ocean's like, we're gonna show you what's up. And take that S next door.
I ran to the tip of the earth this morning.
This is Karen, and yeah, that was my biggest takeaway too, is we had teams. So we knew we had each other. So I had Joe Hagan in my right hand, TTP in my left hand, and Nick had her on her left. And I think Brian Morgan jumped in on one end too, but so we were running towards the ocean, running like we're and a 20-foot wave was coming at us. And he said, don't stop. And we all went, and up my nose, out my ears went the water. And I kept my mouth shut though. I didn't breathe. And then, but Joe never let go of my hand. TTP was ripped from my left.
And by the way, Karen's not exaggerating. She says ripped from. Did the ocean rip people away from you?
Yes, ripped. Like it was ripped. And then Joe, I just was swirling, and Joe said, you popped up quick. And I'm like, really? But he never let go. And then we just laughed our asses off like for hours. So that was the best takeaway, just releasing that old repressed, I mean, it was always there, fun energy. Yes. The point of this was Sean was wanting us to feel those energies again. So yeah.
Real quick, maybe point it this way and back and forth. Thank you. So there's a moment when Mona was going in and she was taking care of Kathleen and doing some other things in the water. It was crazy. And so we're going in. She's like, I want to go in and go under. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And she's like, I'm not ready. Boom. Right. And that's how life is.
Yeah.
It's like, it ain't waiting for you. We can't control it.
The boom was a wave, by the way.
Thank you for clarifying. So we'll post $7 BuzzFeed articles tomorrow. Thank you. Right? So yes, it was a wave. Thank you. And so we're walking in, and it was like boom, boom, like right, like I'm not, because it was like we gotta go. Like it's wait, so free. Like that's how it is in a conversation. That's how it is in dealing with our time blocking. Like time's moving, people are moving, like everything is happening, and we just be in flow and make our affirmative be in flow and Zeus energy decision, because it is not just flow, it's a Zeus energy decision to say wave under, process structure. We have a formula. The formula is wave under. And it's no big deal. I go in that water for 5 hours. And it's no big deal because wave under, right? Wave under. That's all it is. And we're out in the break, for a while, drifting all over the place. It was just wave under, wave under, wave under, wave under. And that's how the formula works. It's like person, love, build connection, empathetically listen. I see you, I hear you. And it's structure intentionally, because it's going to happen whether you want it to or not, just like the wave going. So yes.
All right, my name is Nick Knudsen. I have to follow that. I have to follow that up. Okay. Yeah, for me, I think the most magical moment for me is I kept thinking about I've never met any of these people other than through the virtual platforms, but this whole weekend has felt as if I've been a part of a reunion. And it was galvanized with Karen, TTP, Ken, Brian, Joe. We all ran into the ocean together. And that was a very chaotic, crazy, scary, but rejuvenating and enlightening experience, because what ensued afterwards was fun to the degree that I have never, haven't tapped into in years. Like deep belly laughs. We stayed up till almost 5 a.m. just laughing. But the other part is that I also know that I'm not alone. And so I'm putting that to rest. And thank you, Sean and Fernando, Adam, everybody of the Unblinded team, and for everyone who's also a part of this movement that couldn't be here. We're all a part of something bigger than we know.
I think you did even better. Great.
Good morning, everybody.
Official Unblinded nickname, still the coolest.
TPP here.
Yes.
Okay. A magical moment for me. There were so many magical moments. I can't believe in 4 days you could have that many distinctions and that much magic. But for me, it by far is the access to fun energy, because that had been missing for a very long time.
Do you see a theme, guys?
And Nick and Karen both stole my favorite. If there was one moment I was to say, it would be when we went into the ocean. And in my head, I'm thinking, Sean says, wave, duck, right? Wave under, okay. And we're all holding hands, and I'm so my heart is warm that Brian Morgan came down for this experience, and Nick's leading us in, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna do this, and he's like, okay, here's the wave, let's go under, and it's it was like we're all flying everywhere. And Joe Hagan's got Ken on his left and Karen on his right.
And Brian was out in the water, and I went and grabbed him. He was hopping like that.
But you realize that everybody was wait. People really risking around it. You're all laughing. What did he do to you?
So but coming out of the water together, even though I was twirling around, It actually solidifies the meaning that in life you're never alone. So that was my
TTP. Right?
Yeah.
Public service announcement. Wave coming does not mean it's under. Yeah, the wave, yeah, but then you're flying over like pins in a bowling alley, right? Like, wave under means like this off the ground. So yes, so just public service announcement. Fly over the place, we get down like belly to sand. So thank you.
Hey, listen, in theory, that sounded good, but I have some ocean experience, and I'll tell you mine. Okay. But the best part is that, I didn't follow the rules. So I left my bathing suit home for the late night shift. And I heard rumors of a bonfire. So I was good with no swimming. So when I hear we're going swimming, I'm like, I can't miss this. So I shoot to the hotel and I missed the instructions, which I normally do also because of my ADD, OCD, and all that kind of good stuff. But when I got back, Nick said to me, "Well, get in your group." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know." And I wanted to emphasize family because Nick said, "Well, you're with us." So he took me right in. And the beauty was, we had the three tough guys. It was like me, Nick, and Joe, and TTP, and Karen, and then we had Brian. And it was funny. The best part that I remember is Nick was like, let's all make sure we're holding hands. It was real slow. It was that unity, that teamwork. And then we were all bowling pins. We got whacked. But the fun part was kind of running out, and then we were all grabbing each other's clothes. You couldn't see, and there was no light. And it was just such teamwork. It was amazing. And the best part is, like, I have like all these new brothers and sisters. I mean, I don't normally drink coffee, but TTP called me for coffee every morning. Mike and I stayed up late like brothers, like talking late into the middle of the night. I've had so many conversations with everybody in front of me. And it's just been absolutely amazing. And I got to run to the tip of the island this morning because I promised I would run on Long Beach Island, and it was awesome.
Okay, so you went south then?
Yes,
All
the way to the end. Yeah,
Oh, brother, that is.
it was awesome. I don't know how far it was, but I ran down and back from the hotel.
That's about 5 miles.
Really? Wow, that's good. I didn't stop. SoCal.
Amazing. SoCal.
All right, this is Craig from SoCal, and I do have to say on air that was New Jersey 1, SoCal 0 in the surf contest with Sean. And I will never make fun of New Jersey waves again after getting brutalized out there. And my funnest teaching or fun moment was Fernando, Adam, Sean, and Dr. Vinny. We were out just having a great time, getting brutalized, going out in the water. And just how Sean is, just so natural. Dr. Vinny was fired up and he was talking. And then Sean turns around between body surfing, all the things he was doing, and says, "Vinny, right there, that's your voice. That's your voice to be successful." And then we go on and surf some more and body surf. And that was just how natural it was. So I just love that whole moment, seeing that was so natural.
What was your commitment? I forgot my commitment.
Yeah, Ken.
Using the formula, my commitment is now following up on have some real raws behind me, but following up with these people and using the formula to get them into the ecosystems. So that's right.
Can I share mine real quick? So the one thing that I'm committed is that, like, in high-rise construction in New York City, there isn't a lot of love. It's tough. And I'm really
wasn't Donald Trump in that?
along with Sammy the Bull Gravano. But I'm really committed to just bringing love into all aspects of my life and business. It was just extraordinary, and I never did that before. And it's awesome.
Awesome. And you had a big win this weekend. I'm not going to divulge wins. You also had a big win this weekend.
Instant success with the formula. I raised $1.1 million yesterday. It was really exciting. Not saying that I wasn't qualified, but the conversation was so frictionless and effortless. It happened within 15 minutes. Wow.
Hey guys, I'm Diana here. I'm so grateful. There's so many magical moments that I can't really pick one. but I'm gonna pick the flow between being present to what made you, Sean, in your life here, your childhood, your sharing your family's history with us and how it built you with the love and the grit and the remembering that our families really made us who we are, and we honor everything, the struggle and the power and the inspiration, and how you built it so beautifully into the weekend and allowing for us so much fun and fear. So if I'm gonna pick, my favorite magic moment was when we were all around two huge bonfires, and after that crazy swim or ducking under, actually, we come back and we burn our fears into the fire. And it's a symbol, but it was really so powerful because we share different fears: fear of failure, fears, rejection, but also the fear for me of owning my own magic and owning my own fun. Became alive in that bonfire as I burned the rejection and the failure. Makes sense?
Man, nobody brought more fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So who hasn't shared yet?
Sean, I'd like to say something real quick, just to give you all an idea of the power of Sean's teaching. I was impressed whenever he taught Mike to surf a few weeks ago. And we were at Fantasy Island and we're standing there and I'm watching, we're playing the ball game where you toss the ball into the basket and Sean sinks it, it stays in there. And we're watching all of the sighted people that are just missing it consistently. And then he brings Mike over and Mike grabs the ball and Sean instructs him exactly where and how to throw the ball. And Mike makes the ball stick. You literally have a blind man teaching a blind man how to beat a game that people with vision cannot overcome.
Sure. Please. That's the man. Right there. I got you actually right here. Just straight ahead, right where my voice is. Right where my voice is.
Okay, cool. So this weekend was absolutely incredible. Everything, I broke through so many barriers that I didn't even know I had, Sean, you said something that just hit me so hard in the heart when you're like, I always show up. I always show up. And I'm like, what's that mean exactly? And it was breaking through the fear of people not accepting you, of failure, and being able to be your true self in front of everybody and not be afraid of that. Mm-hmm. And that was just so perfect. And it changed me like deep down, and it completely, for the rest of my life, that's always going to be with me. You are my surf sensei. So 3 weeks ago, this guy took me out on the waves. I'm like, I just want to surf, and he's like, we're going to do this, man. We're going to do this. So we got two blind guys out in the ocean and just getting beat to heck, surfboards flying in the air, dropping on top of me. And, it's not a good day in the ocean unless I bleed, apparently. So,
or you'll something gets broken.
Right.
I'm saying I'm a fire float, by the way. I still live in the 80s. Going
So, it's been a huge blessing for both Tiffany and I to be here and be a part of this whole thing. And when we went into the ocean the other night and we faced our fears and we overcame them, went in there and I got Gina. Gina's like, let's go. And then, on the other side, I got Andres and Tiffany, and we're like trying to cruise in this waves. And I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And all of a sudden, Gina's gone. I'm like, oh, crap. And Andres is gone and doing like breakdancing moves under the water. And I'm like, shoot, I better get under the water. So I dropped down into the wave, boom. And it wasn't the wave that knocked me over. It was somebody's shin or something. And I stand up and everybody's like, dude, you're so MMA, man. I got blood running down my face. Doc is coming up behind. Are you okay? I'm like, it's nothing. It's fine. I'm okay.
And Gina's still flying back.
and everybody, Gina's like, Andres, are you okay? Because Andres took a knee to the head because Tiffany's really doing MMA in the water.
It's a very good for our insurance policy, Brent. Stop. Thank you.
Hey, we all sign waivers. It's all good. It was just so fun, and everybody's heart was just so incredible, and the sharing and the vulnerability, and just creating a family. And I love everybody here, and this is the most incredible thing I've ever experienced. This is incredible, man.
But we're not done with you yet. But listen, so listen, so many people gave us the incredible gift of time and energy and trust and love this weekend. And there were some people that happened to do a couple other things too. And I'm so grateful for that. And I want to acknowledge you because I am holding your black belt that you gave to me. And on it, it says, Mona.
So Sean Callagy on one side, and on the other side it says Surf Sensei.
Yeah, but this was, so thank you. So that was so thoughtful and incredible. But this man, this is what he earned. A black belt he earned over how many years?
37. Wow.
Yeah. So thank you. The depth of love and connection and sharing and things that are present. And I will cherish this. Thank you. And
Sean?
yes,
May I share?
please. Yes.
Hi guys, it's Kelly here. I wanted to, this is my second time coming up to LBI, and the first one just, I came back, obviously, because this is very attractive to me. This is where I want. And Sean, and taking us to his grandparents' house, I had a lot of thoughts going through my head. First of all, I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have much of anything growing up. I left home very young. And I kept thinking to myself, like, how must that feel? I kind of raised myself. And I thought, well, this is my family. This is a perfect moment to say, I have the choice to break that cycle. I have the choice to create future generations with my children and help people understand a sense of family. It doesn't have to be who you're born to. It's who's got your back and who supports you. And then an extension of that is in the last few days in this room, from the outside looking in, all of us individually, most people would think, oh my God, they're really strong, they're successful, they work their ass off, they're amazing people. But in this room, all of us, every last one of us, opened to allow vulnerability and to allow other people to give them sometimes some painful feedback in service of all of us and all of you, in service of our growth and our ability to take what we learned in this living room out to the masses and to make a difference. And in the conversation I was having with Sean is I'm going to say tools and systems because that's what resonates with people, but the formula isn't a thing. It's who we are. It is what we be in our daily lives. And that's how we change the world. That's how we change the world. We go out and don't push the formula to people, show the people how it works and what it means and who it helps you become in your essence and who you are. And that's what I encourage everybody to do is stop trying to take notes and stop trying to process it and trying to like, okay, it has to go this way, this way, this way, this way. Feel it, just feel it and dial in and you'll know. And the right words will just come out without you trying.
Beautiful.
Kelly is going to stop. She's not fully hiding, but she's going to find ways to hide a lot less and be out there a lot more.
Yes.
Because don't you think that Kelly should be holding a microphone and teaching and sharing and leading people with her wisdom, her heart, and all those things? Let's hear it for that. I'm so proud.
I guess I'll go.
Pin, we're just going to call you Pin from now on.
Me?
Yeah, like bowling pin. Like you're like from your bowling alley in the ocean.
Okay.
So Pin.
So hi. I'm Gina Pin. Richie.
GP in the
Thank
house.
you. The second nickname.
G-Pin.
Who said that? First of all, there's just so many things that I just want to. The most fun was actually getting tossed around in the waves. Believe it or not, I have no fear of the ocean. I'm from New Jersey. I have lived in the Jersey waves. And it was also the most scary moment because I actually Mike pulled me up once and I got ripped out again and I was taking legs out. I'm sure I think I took out Michael, who I was supposed to be freaking protecting out there. And I'm 5 feet and he's like, 6 or 5. I don't even know how tall you are, Mike, but my team was Michael, Tiffany, two blind people, me and Andres, everybody came out injured. Like apparently I popped out a rib, right, Roger, Dr. Raj, and I was tumbling all over like a washing machine, and it was amazing, actually. I love being in the ocean. I'm not afraid of the ocean. There was one moment where I was like, oh, I don't know where up is, but I knew Sean was right there. And thank you, Sean, because you like actually did save my life, because I do think I was scared. It was scary. I was being tossed around, and I don't know what I would have done if Sean wasn't there, because Mike couldn't have found me. And then Mother Mike Adams found me, actually. Thank you.
I can't even imagine how many times Gina went down, because like 11 people saved her. Like, I didn't even know Mike saved you like 11 times. Like, Gina is like I can't see, like feel a body, feel real peripheral of this, light colored shirt on, right? So it's like flash of light go by. And then I just grabbed, it was like an ankle. It was like, and then she came like, back, and we got her up, and there was a back, and then she came back again. So that happened at least twice, where it was like up and down and Gina flying by. So we should count the number of times that somebody pulled Gina out of the ocean in the dark that night. I think it has to be at least 41. So that's like my calculation roughly.
GP 41.
Yes,
okay.
41. How many times do you have to walk around the equator?
Oh my gosh. And it was still fun for me. It was scary and it was fun. And then I walked out, but I was under that water thinking to myself, okay, this is a bit scary. There's other little people like me in this water. And I walk out and I see Martha standing in front of me. And I was like, she's shaking. I thought she was shaking because she got whipped around like I did, but she had never been in the ocean. And she was this 22-year-old, light, amazing, beautiful young woman who had just, I think it was that day that I got to have some amazing shares with her and Nita. And it was just, I'm like, Martha, are you okay? And she was like, yes. And she starts walking into that water. And I was like totally impressed and amazed and just honored that I was in the presence of literally all of you, honestly, and everybody facing their fears. And I walk out of the water and I've got Mike behind me he's bleeding. Andre's walking out like a zombie, literally. Andre's walking out like a zombie because he whacked his head, and it was, and we all came out. We all were so empowered. Then we went to the fire. We threw our fears into the fire, and one of the most fun parts for me was I just let go. Me and Joe Hagan screamed Born to Run at the top of our lungs. Like, I'm a Jersey girl. I grew up with Bruce Springsteen right nearby where I live. So it was really fun. And I just let go. And I don't know what I looked like dancing around like a maniac, but it was fun and amazing. And what I got from being here amongst all these people, I am new to business. It's all new for me. Super duper scary. When I first heard Sean talk about integrity-based sales, because for me, I can have fun. I can have all these the energies that we work with, Zeus and sales. No, that was not for me. But when he has so much love and integrity in what he's teaching here, and every single person, that I was astounded. There was zero ego. And I'm with Ken Van Loo over there, who builds skyscrapers in Manhattan, and the amazing
With Sammy the Bull.
With Sammy the freaking Bull. And I'm rooming with amazing.
And he was more afraid of Donald Trump than Sammy the Bull.
And he was more afraid of Donald Trump.
I'm kidding. By the way.
No, joke. That's a joke. And I get to, and then we had I had the amazing opportunity to work with you last night on what I am truly grateful that I have the honor to go home and practice in every conversation and work with the formula. And then after that, we go back to our room. That's like 2. And me and Elle and Diana and Elle comes to me and we start talking, and she opens her heart, and we were talking till 4:20 and doing just connecting all of us.
You saved my life, Gina. You literally saved my life. Thank you.
And that was amazing. And I'm just honored to be here with all of you. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you for being strong enough to handle all of my pain and being the light worker that you are. Thank you. You really saved my life.
You guys understand what's happening?
Oh.
You gotta make this scraper guy cry.
Sammy's both gonna be crying soon.
I love you. I love you too. I love you too. And I'm so grateful.
to know you. Thank you. So, Adam.
Has everybody shared?
Oh, good. I'll go last. Yeah, I'll go last. I'll go last.
Can I just say, by the way, before we get to that I have neighbors. and so at one point, Mona she goes, "Oh my God, look!" Because Mona just has this like light, like way of looking at the perspective of light, which I love too, but I also like to try to discern level 5 what's actually happening. Right? So I'm just like, "Oh, look at the neighbors! They're so beautiful. They're taking pictures and I'm like, they're taking pictures to send them to the police." Mayhem and insanity that's going on, and the police keep coming. I'm like, "Who do you think's calling the police?" Right? There's the people taking all the pictures, and you're telling me they're next door. As like thunder struck, people like, "Mother effing beer, failure, beer rejection, F you, boom." And like the thing goes to the fire, sparks are flying everywhere. I'm like, "Oh my God, we survived the ocean, now we're gonna light people on fire." And like sparks, I could see like light sparks flying into people and hitting people. I'm like, somebody's gonna light on fire. At least it'll be an interesting highlight though. So thank you. So yes, back to Roger.
Okay, back to Roger.
Hello. Wow. I wish you were all here so we could all give you some big hugs here as well. This has been, listen, I've been to so many events and have spoken at many events. And I got to tell you, I was on the edge of my seat many times when Sean was speaking. You know, it was incredible. You know, God speaks through him. You know, this morning I was on, we finished yesterday at like 2:30 a.m. And I'm like, wow, I got to get up at 6:45 because I have to be on an accountability call that I had this morning. So I'm up and I'm getting prepared. We jump on the call, and then I started just speaking into what was happening at this event. And Sean had everybody write down on that piece of wood, you know, their fear of failures, their fear of rejection, and go into the water as you heard them speak about. One thing that, see, I was on the phone with my accountability group, and this was a discipleship group. So the conversation was just a little bit, you know, different in the essence of how we were speaking about it. But people were letting go of their fear of failure, fear of rejection, all limitations in life, and they were truly surrendering it. And the way that I looked at it as we were talking, one of my friends was saying, "I go, wow, he just baptized all these incredible entrepreneurs like at one time, you know?" And I'm like, wow, I can't believe that. Like, God really does work through this man. He's incredible here, right? And, you know, you've gone to many seminars, many events, maybe in your own professions or personal development, but you don't really leave unchanged. You come to this Unblinded elite event and you absolutely leave transformed. And it's not for a moment, but when you begin to apply these principles, it's for a lifetime. And the relationships that you build here are just, wow, next level. I mean, everybody here, I just have so much love for all of you. I really do. And you're all just so incredible. And when you meet two Indians that speak, you know, like this guy.
Hello.
Right here, okay.
Hello. What you talk? What is talk?
These were the funniest moments for me right here, okay? And then I put this guy on right here with a friend of mine, and he goes like this to him. He goes, "Hey, how are you?" He goes, "Tell him what you said to him."
I have a heart on.
I have a heart on. That was this morning. Oh my, that was hysterical, right? That was hysterical. Yeah, H-E-A-R-T, okay? Now, here was something else. So I was talking about this, and it was, you know, God transcends time, space, and matter, right? Well, they may limit us as humans, but they don't limit God. You know, there's 200 billion galaxies out there, 100 to 200 billion stars per galaxy. The closest galaxy is 250 light years 250 million light years away.
That's like the deck of cards.
Right? Yeah. A radio frequency can go around the Earth 7 times in 1 second, but it takes it 500 million light years for that radio frequency to go from here to that next galaxy. There are no limitations on us other than what we put on ourselves. And Sean has a formula here that shows you how to break through that. So I couldn't be an advocate for anybody more than I am for Sean. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you for loving everybody. Healing everybody, adjusting everybody, taking care of everybody's needs. Putting Tina's rib back to place. Thank you for helping me not get sued by everybody, minimizing pain and suffering damage as well as you need. Thank you. And is this the man?
That's me.
So I just want to like stand by you with this. So.
So I'm from Orlando, Florida, where we have warm, calm oceans. And I went out there, I was freezing, absolutely freezing. I was looking at all these people and they're in the water. I thought, what's wrong with you people? There's people, Dr. Vinny, going crazy in the water. What's wrong with you people? I was asking people, what are you doing? So, it's warmer in here. It's warmer in here. I didn't believe them, but Patricia, I believe Patricia. So I rolled up. Honest face. Some of you don't have honest face. So I rolled up my trousers, went in the water, and guess what? I got ripped. And the first word that came out of my mouth was, "Damn you, Sean!" And then 2 seconds later, it was, "Thank you, Sean," because I stopped resisting. Yeah, you know, family. You know, we're talking about ecosystem mergers. I'm merging with Deepak here. We're doing a comedy act together. The two brownies.
We're going to kill it.
Oh, and you know, I'm a speaker all over the world. I've learned some new techniques. You gotta talk like this, not like that, but like this. But really, it's all about love. It's all about team, and you know, I'm very present to love. And this man next to me, he gave me a treatment at 2 a.m. yesterday. Beautiful soul and lots of love. Thank you, brother. Very present to it. And you know, my favorite guy was Sean, the Indian Sean, not this guy.
why all the racial bias? So, and this was
3 brownies.
Yes. Okay. We had 4 brownies in implementation and 3 brownies in the room. So that was what they said, not me. Okay. So thank you, BuzzFeed moment number 2. So, right. And where was, let's see, who has not shared yet? Mike. Let's go, Mike. Where are you?
Mike.
This is Mike, my beloved cousin. I am the oldest
I got it.
grandchild. He's the next. And take it away.
I just want to say thank you to everybody here. I came into this not really knowing anybody, and I felt welcomed from the very first moment I walked in. I just want to say thank you, Sean. This was an incredible event, and I really, truly appreciate everything you've done for me and everybody, every single person here. We've all been touched, and it's truly amazing what you've built.
I thank you. Love you, bud. Yes, Elle Anderson gave me these items. I'm super thankful to Elle. Let's hear it for Michael. Who has not shared? What's up, bud?
How you doing? Amazing to be here. My main takeaway is like leading with heart. That you come to a lot of different communities, events, and Sean, you've just shown and demonstrated how it's not about business. It's not about, I mean, it is, it's about a lot of things, but where it really comes from is just leading with heart. And that's what my challenge and my journey has been, is going from head to heart and really just being present with people, loving people. And you've demonstrated that beyond what I could have expected for this weekend, and everybody in this room as well. I'm just honored, blessed to be here with all of you. And I have a heart on as well, and, and a beautiful heart. And Sean, you have a beautiful heart. So thank you so much.
So do you, brother. And you're the most talented people in communication I've ever seen. And just those micro distinctions of more into your heart, you are unstoppable. All right. And who has not shared yet? And by the way, Elle, what am I wearing?
What you are wearing, the superhero cape. It's got the unblinded colors. I for influence, because that is the attainable superpower. Of course, the unblinded logo. And unblinded colors. So.
And the mask.
And the mask, yes. Just a bonus.
Just a bonus. Thank you, Elle. That's such a beautiful thing. And by the way, this was unplanned. We're gonna a lot of things are unplanned. So we're gonna have just a couple quick shares in the huddle this morning, get rolling. But what we're gonna really do this morning was we're all gonna connect up and do this and share. And we did, and we're sharing with you. So thank you for that. And
can I offer one more thing?
Please.
So when I got this, I was thinking it was just for Sean. And one of the things I think has made me so successful is I own my mistakes. Like being here, I realize that Sean doesn't want to be the superhero. He wants us. So I think this cape should go to whoever, one person at a time, when they have their superhero moment.
Start? Let's get a cape on Elle. Let's start there. Let's hear for superhero Elle. And for good measure, because you are sensei as well.
And Gina as a ragdoll wasn't planned.
Thank you.
Yes. Why don't we make a Gina doll for?
And you'll be our tinker. My first actress, Mona has not gone and she's going.
Oh, but I want everyone to go first. I want to go last. So I think that some people haven't been, right? Jack? Okay, and then I'm right after.
Elle, do not take your gear off.
All right.
We need you, Elle.
All right. So I got here late on Saturday. I didn't get to connect with everybody, but I got to watch everybody. And I really was touched, moved, and inspired by all of you and all your shares and everything that happened. Funny part was my wife's from Jersey, so she's a true Jersey girl. And on Saturday or Sunday night, I sent her a picture. Everybody were on the ocean. She was like, "What kind of cult shit are you doing right now?" She was like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Don't worry, it's all good." But Sean knows what he's doing. And then the second thing was, "I don't see any masks anywhere. What the hell's everybody doing?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. It's all good." But then she sent me a message afterwards. She said, "Tell Sean." I said, "Thank you." So that to me was like, it was everything being here with you guys and just really and the other thing I said to Sean on, I think it was Sunday, this is the Unblinded movement, right? And my vision was 2020 on Sunday, which the date was 2020. Just in case anybody wasn't present to that, 2020. So my vision was very clear on what the mission was, what I wanted to do, what I wanted as part of this group, and what I wanted to contribute to the world. So Sean, blind person, gave me 2020 vision on 2020.
I love that cult shit, right? And then you walk into a parking lot at the Meadowlands, MLA Stadium, and if it's one Sunday, it's everybody's dressed in giant stuff, and faces painted, roaring, ready to go, or Jet stuff, or Miami Dolphins stuff down in Miami and across the country, or maybe you go to an arena, it's a hockey game in Canada, people yelling, screaming, paint there. In Europe, they're at soccer games, screaming, yelling, fighting. Why can't we do that for our lives and for each other?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that in any way, shape, or form, but how does it get weird when we're doing for our lives instead of sitting there going, "Yeah, you go do it, you go do it, you go do it." And I'll sit and watch and critique and say you suck when you don't win, and you're great when you do, and I'm proud to be a fan when we win something, and I'm miserable or not. Why can't we create that for our own life? And not just here with each other, but what would it look like if this is how each and every one of you, as you build, grow, and scale your companies and businesses, whatever else you do, what would it look like if you're doing this with your team? Because I do this with my family, First, I did it with my children. And so Ty, Courtney, miss you guys. Tyler, I'm so happy they're at college, and Courtney, in the middle of this craziness. Emma, I know senior year has begun. And I love you, honey, and I'm sorry that it's not normal and the way things normally are. And everything that we've done, Ty, Courtney, right? These people have done. Because you've been in that ocean, and we've done those crazy things, including when you were a lot littler than these guys. And Not on Pop's House and Fantasy Island and Tucker's and pirate ships and magic and music and laughs and tears and sunrises and sunsets and the beach and every single part of it, the Che, all of it, boardwalk, flotations. That's what we did here together because that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to never grow old. And we don't give ourselves the permission to do it. And when that's who we are, that's who people truly follow and then truly become leaders themselves. And then I did it with my family, my large extended family. Michael, his kids were in the ocean in Grand Cayman doing all the crazy stuff we're doing. We've done these things together in the ocean, Michael and I forever and all. And then I've done these things with the team at Callagy Law. We've come here and we've done these things. We've gone to Grand Cayman and done these things and gone to ski destinations and done these things. And that's what love and leadership is all about. It's about having fun and laughing. Like, who wants to work with anybody if there's no laughter? There's no magic, there's no heart, there's no joy. So we talked about that fourth heroic unique identity of why would somebody want to come work with you and scale with you? This is what you were trained to do this weekend. The whole thing. That's why somebody would want to work with you. That's why somebody would see their future and you want to spend the rest of their life building things with you. And I sure hope that I've done that with you guys this weekend because I want to build for the rest of my life with you. I'm not your mentor, I'm your partner. I hope if you'll have me. And we in Unblinded, Adam, Fran, or Adam's going to speak in a minute. That's what we wanted to create. And I can't thank the entire Unblinded team enough and all you guys, but partners forever. More directly, more specifically, not. That's what we're creating. And the partnership is a lot more than you coming, hearing me speak, and us having some fun. It's a lot more than that we're going to co-create in the world. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, wow, I have a very unique perspective on everything. Being that, Sean, I was part of your creation time and calling and letting me know, me and Fernando, of course, know some of the inside details of what was going to happen for the weekend. And yeah, so with that, I was kind of prepared for us going into the ocean. And
Adam gets a little more nervous than I do.
yeah, no, well,
more uncertain.
but yeah,
The ocean's about everything.
I'll be clear about that for sure. Yeah, and
You can see his face right now.
so we're in the ocean on day one, Saturday, which was the day and the night that we were gonna go into the ocean. We're gonna play Jaws music and all this stuff. And he was gonna tell the Jaws story. And I'm thinking in my head before, I'm like, please no, I was screaming on the phone, we can't do this, we can't do this. But I was laughing. I was like, you know what, this is gonna be so much fun. Night, everybody go in, water's calm, it'll be amazing.
Yeah. We anticipated going out to the sandbar.
Yeah.
The idea was going to be calm ocean in September, it's summer still, it's beautiful. Right? And we're going to make our way out to the sandbar. And the scary part's going to be, it's only going to be like really steep, but it's going to be dark.
Yeah.
Walk out the ocean, talk about Jaws on the sandbar.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
I was scared shit over that idea. That was like crazy to me, but I'll do it, no problem. So Saturday we're in the ocean and the waves, it's rough. The riptide is pulling people and it's insane. So all of a sudden the night's going, as we're all doing this. Of course, Sean hasn't really told me even what's going to happen at night. And then we didn't do it on Saturday night. So I'm like, wow, awesome. You know what? We made the decision. Sean made the decision. It's too risky and we cannot go into the ocean tonight on Saturday. The water's just too crazy. This would just be nuts. Go to sleep that night. Great. Sunday happens. We're going through the day on Sunday. I go out in the ocean on Sunday and the waves and the water is worse on Sunday than it was on Saturday. And I'm back in the ocean 3 times. And I'm thinking the last time I was in the ocean, this is the last time I'm going to be in this ocean for the day, for sure. Definitely. Maybe, you know, we're not going in tonight. There's no freaking way we're going in tonight. No chance. There's no way. It's not possible. This is not possible. It's not possible.
He's getting more nervous now as he's on the
Yeah.
story.
I love you, Adam. So now we're at dinner and I have this chill in my body from the ocean, being in the ocean during the day. You get this cold. I said, and I'm freezing. I cannot even, like, I'm having amazing connection with people, incredible storytelling and having the best time, but I'm literally like frostbitten inside of my body.
That's because you're not eating a pizza fried.
Another blotation will take care of it.
And because and probably because I have some pickleball withdrawal, because I haven't played pickleball in like, 3 days too. So, and then I'm starting to get the feeling that we're going to go into the ocean tonight and do this tonight. And then Sean pulls us aside and says, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this tonight. And I was like, oh my God, this can't be happening. This is crazy. This is insane. I was in there today. Sean, you were in there today. I thought it was so now we're standing up and we're at the bonfire. We're all there. And Sean
you guys
said,
get the idea that like when I step into use energy decisiveness, like the plan is not to be altered. You guys get that?
yes, yes. Oh my God, love it. And by the way, real quick, and I'll take us right back to that moment because it was the best. Sean, the fact that you were able to put this together, working 16 hours a day, real raw, and some of the most incredible this week, group sessions, just calls, unbelievable effort. And for you to do this within 2 weeks, while all of this other stuff was happening, I mean, it's miraculous. It is, unbelievably remarkable. I know you had help and support between phone calls and everything, but like we've all said, anyone who's been to a personal professional development event, this is the best they've ever been to. The fact that you can do that with everything else that's going on, leading an organization and leading us all, I mean, amazing.
He said he didn't like bathroom humor, so he was working while he was in the bathroom.
He was working. I don't know how he was doing it.
NET,
So
no extra time.
So
And I say this though, because it'll be right. The burden that Mona took on.
Yeah.
Was like she's drilling, putting furniture together, all this crazy. I'm like, what do you do? Who's gonna do it? I gotta put the furniture, like whatever. I was like, maybe next time we get some help in putting furniture together. I'm like, call the handyman, call the people down. Like John Kelly, who was like had nothing to do with this event until like 4 days ago, and then John is like enlisted to become like project manager. Nicole was like, everybody's freaking out, asking all kinds of questions. Like Teresa's doing stuff, and like Krista, Lily, Martha. Like, Robert Fulton's and like, I don't even know, a cave that he lives in somewhere or something. like doing like stuff. It was Chaz, Jen. I mean, my mom was, my mom was involved. My mom was involved. Like realtors down here that we know are involved. Like just everybody was involved, and all of you did things to help too. So thank you for that accolade. Yeah, I thank you. Everybody kicked some ass, and so did I for sure.
Yes.
In making this happen, but it was us. So,
Yes.
and Adam and Fernando, you guys are straight up lunatics because not one person is here.
This would not happen.
Not one person is here without you guys.
Thank you. So back at the bonfire, Sean decides to announce to everybody, hey, oh, by the way, if anyone wants to back out, just go tell Sean and Fernando. And I'm thinking like, well, who do we tell? Because if I don't like this, like seriously, did you give me up? No, I knew I wasn't back. I knew I had no choice, but I was excited anyway. And this was the funniest moment for me. Like I'm walking on the bus. Fernando is there walking with me, and Sean is waiting, and he's greeting everybody as they get on the bus. And Sean, as he sees me walking up, and he could feel the energy and everything, he looks in, and I guess you knew something in my head and my uncertainty and my fear. He's like, Adam, how are you? And I go, I'm good. And I gave and Fernando breaks into hysterics because he knows what that good means. I know what we're about to do. And like, that is like the most like fake good that there's ever been in my entire life. And I wasn't going to say amazing, but I said good. And Fernando like repeated it over and over to me. And then I started dying laughing in hysterics because I knew what was happening. So now as we're walking up to the beach, Hala, who told me
that she can't swim when we were back in Jersey on the phone, and we're walking up and she comes to me and she says, Adam, please tell me, like, is there going to be any swimming? Do I have to swim? And I'm like, listen, I can't tell you what's happening. Just, you don't have to do anything. And I'm kind of like, and now I'm feeling like an accomplice to a murder or something. I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm just kidding. So I was like, you can say no. Not that. So, no, of course, and then as we just all came together, and as we all ran into the water together, I was scared shit that whole entire time. But what's going to happen? But to see everybody just galvanize, help each other, and then Rose, and just I was with Nita, and Nita just did pulled Nita out like 6 times, and it was just it was one of the most incredible moments that I've ever had, and all that fear and uncertainty that I had, to see everybody come off except for some blood and some injuries, because I was, if anybody saw me, my freaked outness did not stop until I knew that Mike was okay, and that Andre was okay. And when I saw them, once I saw them throwing in their wood, and they were like, saying that they've overcome their fear, then I was able to relax and enjoy the rest of the time for that.
Awesome,
But yeah.
I love you. I'm proud of you. Just for one sec. The entire time we were battling against the police shutting us down. So in addition, influence mastery is at play. We're in the formula over here. And of course, the team was, because there is no when it comes to the top level things that we have to get accomplished. So I know, like poor John, John, fix it. It's yes. John, keep them, like, it's yes. And because he's just praying, he's gonna go like, yo, so we're thinking is, where you from? Where you from originally? What brings you LBI as a police officer? But did we get shut down?
No.
Was it yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So is anybody not shared yet?
Mona.
All right, let's go.
Krista's
I got
there
it.
too.
All right, Krista, let's go to you, Krista. Krista's like, can I go home right now?
Hey guys, this weekend has been super eventful as always. I love seeing everybody's faces. I was here last year. It was my second week of work. And this year with like 2 times the amount of people, new people that I haven't got to meet in person before, has just been like such an incredible experience. Everyone that shared with me and opened up has been awesome. And it's always just so great to connect, not over Zoom, not over the phone, and just to be with everyone and keep creating. And definitely love throwing the wood in the fire. Did not go into the ocean. It was Matt's second hand with the filming, the raw footage. Love seeing you guys though. Yeah, no, I should have never said that. Okay, it's daytime now though. I'm better in that. But just really love being here. So what a great weekend it has been, always. And thank you for everything.
Pre-final, by the way, is I'll just ask the group. We were on the beach, and it is still summer in New Jersey, and we're on the beach all weekend, beautiful and sunny. And I asked the entire group, how many other humans did you see in the ocean outside of our group this entire weekend?
Zero.
So, and how many people had fun in the ocean?
Everyone.
And that's what life is about. It's like, oh, it's windy. There's people renting houses all over this island, all over the place. And well, it's windy and the ocean's rough. And it's that easy to shut everybody down. And I'm not judging them. I love people and I'm not judging. I'm saying, but how do those rules serve those people? How do your rules serve you? How do our rules serve us in every way? And that's what this weekend was about. And personal development is not something else. Life, it's your existence. And these examples I was taught to do by a combination of different rituals of my family, of like just eating together and laughing together and enjoying what was Hartman's before it was Fantasy Island, you know, with my grandparents, like that. And then like cutting my hand open in the woods and becoming blood brothers with my high school teammates in football. We became blood brothers. And we did extreme, extraordinary things in the weight room, in the gym. We were a small team of Huddle. This, like, it was our coaches teaching us to bond, to love. And we knew that together we would die for each other. Like, we believed like we would die for each other. We had fights, right, with other towns and people, and right, you know, and yeah, it was totally insane. And we were in the woods, and we'd hang out at night, and we'd have fires in the woods. And there's a Bruce Springsteen song called "No Surrender." And this is what we wrote in the high school yearbook. We swore blood brothers against the wind, and now I'm ready to grow young again. And that's what this weekend was really about, the core. So if you think this is like something else and like in a personal development space, if you define personal development as like this other thing some people do, you're wrong. Objectively, you're wrong. It's not what this is. This is about life. It's about humans and connection. And we just call it personal development because we forget and we get old. We get old. And we're all young this weekend. And that is who you are in your essence. And it does not have to be here at all. It's inside of every one of us. And it was just took this much to unleash it. And all these fine, beautiful, incredible people, they want to be in that ocean at night too. They really do. And they want to make the call, and they want to tell people that they love them, that they're afraid to. And they want to not be in their own ego and all the things that we struggle with. And that's what this weekend was truly about. It was about being us and our essence and being young. So thank you.
Sean, real quick.
Yeah, please.
Amazing. I want to acknowledge, if I didn't, and what you just said, Hala, by the way, went back in twice, not once, not knowing how to swim. She went in 2 times. And that was the proudest moment, one of the proudest moments for me the entire weekend.
And Hala had to make enormous sacrifices as a single mom, incredible sons, to be here. And I said, Hala, there's no requirement that you're here. It's for you. She's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, Hala, do whatever you want. She was here and she was in the ocean, couldn't swim twice. So, thank you.
So a few people that just walked in. Courtney and Rosa, you guys want to share first?
So Rose, right, it can't see, and she's about the same size as Gina, at least I think. The moment I was the most frightened this entire weekend was when I thought Rose's body was flying past me. And I'm like, if Rose is unsecured and I couldn't perceive anybody around, like the body I was seeing, I'm like, oh boy, how many other people are like flying over the ocean in that moment? And it was in that moment, I was in abject fear for like a split second of like, oh my God, I hope this was a good idea. And then we came out and she was like, that was me. I'm like, I thought it was Rose. And people were like, where's Rose? Oh my God, Rose is missing. Sean doesn't, he thought it was Rose. But she was never missing. But like everybody's like freaking out because they like misheard something and it turned into that. So it's completely crazy. So yes, Rose, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesomeness. Oh yeah. This is great. Yeah.
Something's happening on the computer.
Okay.
I'm getting it. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. So awesome moments, just memorable moments. But more than that, it was just like transformational. I mean, I hate the cold weather. Okay, that's a strong word, but I just don't like it at all. Like, it's not my thing. And so, that's it, right? There you go. When Sean said to go to the ocean, like in the morning when it's freezing, I was like, wow, this is definitely freaking Skatoma big time. And I know that I'm going to, this is definitely out of my comfort zone. But again, I always like challenging myself. And I said, I'm going to do it. 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 Do it or die. Do it or die. And I just went in. I just walked towards the ocean, the ocean, the shore, and just kept going and went completely under. The water actually felt really good. I thought I was thinking in my head all these things, and that's what usually happens to us. We think all these things, went in the water, and it was like, oh, this feels good actually. And when I came out of the water, it was like, wow, oh, I did this. I did something that I didn't think I could do. And fun stuff. I mean, I danced. I did a lot of great things, met a lot of great people, awesome, beautiful souls that are here. And I can say that for me, it has been just a transformational experience. And I know that all the things that we've done here is for our exponential growth. And that's what I am. That is my hallucination, like Sean says, that I want to definitely be doing all the things that I have set out for myself. And thank you, Sean, for that. Thank you, Unblinded. Love it. Thanks.
Thanks the basketball in the hoop.
Oh, you did?
And Fantasy Island.
And she knocked on the cans.
Yes, and by the way, what was your favorite stuffed animal? Rose, what stuffed animal did you get?
I got a giraffe.
Giraffes.
I got a little dinosaur soccer ball because I was just rocking it with the game.
Yeah. And Sean said like, oh, it's like made $2, overseas. People really to the fact that they want a stuffed animal. It felt good.
I did.
Yeah, let's hear it. That's like being forever young. And now let's hear the lady who's saving the whales, the well, the children. She's saving like animals and people and things. Yes.
Y'all are so funny. Hold on,
Can-
she's trying to get.
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
I'll kneel down, so you don't have to. I mean, just keep it up there for 10
I'm
more
good.
minutes. Right
I'm
here.
good.
Fernando,
Here.
right
Where are you?
here.
Just come up here, dude. Where are you?
Hey, again.
Is that Fernando?
Hey, I'm hanging out by the bay, chilling with some ducks and listening to y'all. But back to Courtney.
I think my most fun moment was obviously surfing. Just being able to be together and do things with each other, I think is one thing that I've missed for a long time. Like I get to do a lot of things with my children, but I, obviously with everything that's happened in my life, I tend to hang out with men because it's typically very surface level and I don't have to go deep. That's why I stay away from women because I don't want to, it's easier, right?
Yes.
And so it was really great being able to open up because I think typically people see me as very intimidating. My husband says that a lot, that I seem intimidating. I seem like I have it all together and, and I don't. And I'm far from it. And God gives me things so that I can share those with others to help people through it. And, I realize that now. It's so amazing to be able to open up and be connected with everybody. But just like surfing together and going to the amusement park together, like that was just so much fun to me. And, I love you guys. Like I know that everything that happens to us is to get us to the next level. And, apparently, God knows that I won't shut my mouth. So he gives me all these crazy things to talk about. So, and I get to share those with you guys. And I feel like I feel like we're a family. A family I never really had. Like I thought I had very surface level family. And I made one wrong decision per them. And they just kind of shut me out. So, I guess that's why I've spent my whole entire life trying to be better. And I don't have to be better in order for somebody to love me if they truly do feel that from guys.
Yes.
I do. It's I too. Sean now. I'm a double author. If
Because
that's
she
what
can't
you want
stop
to call
talking.
it.
She has to have 2 books.
Yeah.
Krista?
And what do you
One-
what are 2 titles?
One is called More Relaxing, Less Taxing. And,
Nice.
I got it.
and the other one's What's Your Plan
Just
B?
cancel
Why You Be Brain Dead Not Own a Home-Based Business. So,
Well, these two books.
yes, and I've got them for everybody.
Yeah,
You
they're
can
right in the
take
back here.
each, yeah, those are the books. So Why You Be Brain Dead Not Own a Business and Why You Be Brain Dead Not Own a Home-Based Business.
Sean, can I just say something?
You're
also?
Vanna White Rocks.
Yes, Vanna White, Anil.
Yes.
and
I know, right?
Sean.
Courtney,
Make
make
sure you get a book before you
Courtney, make sure I get mine because I want one.
I just want.
Sean's on the mic.
I just want to say.
Guys, real quick. Sean's on the mic.
I just want to say it sounds like we all had all this great fun, and we absolutely did. And it's starting. I feel like anybody who's just listening in for the first time is going to think this is all kind of woohoo stuff. But there's also a ton of content that we learned. We learned an incredible amount of information that's going to really help us. I'm just like me. I think everybody's got a notebook full of notes that I'll be looking at when we get on the airplane. So we learned a lot also, and we did it with fun, energy, aspirational energy, goddess energy, and we learned how to be more Zeus. Just want to make sure everybody
Thank you,
understood.
Sean. And Sean,
We learned a lot.
Thank you for that point, brother. And like,
And Sean poured his heart into this. We all know, through his exhaustion and everything else, he made it happen.
oh, thank you, Sean. And last night we had a beautiful ice cream party. We had fun. We came up with pirate shit. And then at 10 o'clock at night, we dropped into another 4.5 hours of content.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock at night, after all these days and all these mornings of breaking through, we're talking about integrating math and heart and hello DS acceleration. I mean, micro distinctions. Somebody even coined the phrase nano distinctions to be below micro
Right.
distinctions of all the things. And just because this would be my Zeus stuff, fun energy. It's like if you are out there, you're like, yeah, like whatever. If you're whatever about the content here, and you're a content provider, I love you. It's amazing. I bet you $250,000. I'll put my content versus yours on any stage on the planet. And 1 hour later, the people vote, I'll kick your fucking ass. Just in case anybody is confused and you want to talk in space influence, let's bring it. I'll take integrity-based influence heads up against ethical influence any day, brother. I'll see you wherever you want to go. Grant Cardone, I'm here. Let's see, you haven't answered the phone call yet. And that, by the way, is not ego. It's standing in truth. Because I'm about helping people get to where they need to get to from hello to yes. And the greatest trainer in integrity on the planet. And I'll put myself up. Maybe somebody will beat me. But I'm putting out there like my hero and mentor, Muhammad Ali, did. I'll get in the ring with anybody and let's see. And if I lose, I lose. But you know what? Don't hide. Don't hide. And don't mislead people with content that's garbage because you want to put things together to put out lead lists and sell people stuff. Right? And let's go do it. Because people need to understand how to go from hello, yes. Deepak, I honor you, brother, bring this to school children, people all over the world. Because people who are good in their heart and want the best things need to understand and influence people, not hook them, pitch them, close them, take from them, all of those things. We are disrupting that and going after stuff. So we had a lot of fun energy. We had a lot of love for people, and we're standing in truth. And if I'm wrong, show me, right? But don't go hide. So love everybody. By the way, who got a little uncomfortable when we dropped in there? Because I felt the energy like, oh, should we?
No, not at all. It had to be said. Absolutely.
Adam did, Adam, what makes you uncomfortable to say
No,
that?
absolutely nothing. I was not uncomfortable at all. I was just, I loved it. I believe in everything you just said with pure conviction.
Sean, I got something to say real quick. By the way, at 4 o'clock in the morning, Adam was working out.
Yes. I had
Okay, he was working at the level of integrity. And he went back into the house and he was working out for 45 minutes because he was
And before he got into bed, then he had to open up his book and
And I
start
had to
reading.
read the 10 pages.
Yeah,
Part of
10 pages.
I'll say this, more challenging than the workout was literally reading Awaken the Giant Within, the 10 pages before I went to sleep. The last 4 paragraphs, I was just like.
Or was it harder to be there in the room when everybody was eating ice cream and you were drinking a bottle of water?
Oh my God, then I want one scoop of ice cream.
You're like, oh my God, I haven't been at the Dairy World in so long. This is so good.
Thank you. I'm going to go to Diva in a moment. And so, Sean, thank you for opening that access. In that way, not to be better than it, to support humans more in it, to give people access to why they feel rejected, why they feel like their ideas won't come forward, why they can't put groups of people together and have the same much beautiful intention in their heart. And all the people in the coaching school that I went to who had such beautiful intention, beautiful heart, and went out of the business in a short time because they just couldn't put a model together to make it work. And they had people. But there has to be a way of having people see what they don't see. And that's where we're standing with that Zeus energy. And I say it because a lot of people, oh, yeah, it's like this, or yeah, all my stuff, like, right, okay. People should have the best stuff. And let's compete to see which is the best stuff. That's what it's about. So thank you. Yes.
Sean, I'm sorry, it's Craig. I just wanted to say that also when you brought up before about Adam and Fernando, and I know this isn't about a single person, but there are certain people here who have taken the opportunity to take what you have taught them and what you are living and embodying on a daily basis for 23 years and have put forth so much effort to not only learn it, but really become it in their lives and teach it to every single person they connect to. And like you said before, no one is here without them. And Adam and Fernando, Kelly, brought me to so many distinctions throughout this last year that if you have the opportunity to learn this or to take this on, to learn this language and just take pieces of it into your life, and your business will skyrocket, but every aspect of your life just levels up every single time you take that on. And it's not woo-woo stuff, and it's not just some stuff that some people can do. It's something that everybody can do if they take that time into it. And
Right.
we're watching it happen on a daily basis. So I'm so grateful for
And
that.
the beauty of it is not just having the formula, but the beauty of it is where that takes you with people.
Yes.
Right? And which is why we feel like family, and like any of us called another one at any moment, we'd be there for them.
Yes.
It's because we actually connected. And we spend so much time in our lives at a certain level, and we don't actually even go that deep with our own families most of the time.
Yeah, most people don't. TTP. You're absolutely right. And for everybody, I challenge you to have the level of certainty I have about my life's work that you do about yours. Have that certainty about it. You can go teach people how to double their business in a nanosecond. I challenge you to hold that certainty about what you do. Ken Van Loo, I can't imagine many humans on the planet would have a better idea what to do with their real estate and their money and investing and make that work. Own that certainty about it and compete. There's a world full of messaging out there. Take it head on and step in. I can do that with everybody across from Dr. Raj Sahori. I've never seen anybody do what you can do with the human body, brother, in like minutes and seconds. Maybe other people in the room can. I've experienced it directly. Absolutely incredible. Dr. Vin. And with love, right? And with love. Dr. Vin, like heart problems inside the body that are undetected. Like you need to step in that ocean because people drop dead. I've had people I've known, I have friends who they've had their significant others drop dead. I have friends who drop dead out of nowhere, just drop dead. You're saving lives. And right down line court, people, their money flying out the window. And you do step into your Zeus energy so beautiful, and that's why you're skyrocketing. Keep stepping in even more. Telling people your accountant's screwing you up, like that's some accident, and everybody will laugh, and then everybody will come your way, like right, and it's the truth. So I didn't know what a conservation easement was, and what can we do? Like holy cow, like so like if you're not doing that, you're hurting people. If I'm not stepping up that way, I'm hurting people. Because if people go this way instead of this way, they're gonna like not get the results.
They're being selfish.
Yeah. So it's being selfish of us to hide. Like, well, I don't want like that soundbite. You just said, I'll kick your F and A. Like, what if somebody hears that and they get upset? Like, okay, get upset. Come prove me wrong. Get upset enough to step up, and let's compete in a healthy way to make the world a greater place. Because it's through competition, innovation that capitalism works. It's people making bold claims and backing them up. That's how it works. And that's Zeus energy. You guys feel that?
Yes.
You feel that?
Yes.
So Dr. David, yeah.
I was going to say that's it, Sean. It's a difference between somebody.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a difference between somebody making the worst investment of their life and putting themselves in a financial bind, as opposed to making the best financial investment in their life by choosing Unblinded.
Yeah, because I'm tired of hearing people, and even people, anybody that is unblinded, anybody say, "Hey, I invested in personal development. It didn't work for me. I can't make the money." That's the disease in the world I'm up to solving. And then the money from that is what everybody can do to save children, other people, and I'll spend money doing that. And great, thank you for all the energy, time you put in that. I don't want to put my energy, I want it to solving for that problem. How do you learn things that work so you have the money, time, and magic so you can sit down and be on a beach and cry with your kids, hugging them, cherishing the moment. And it's not just for me and for a chosen few. Everybody has access to it. And then they'll be responsible for what they do, but they don't have the information in the first place. They don't know what to do. And they came out of friggin' Columbia or Harvard or state college or community college or high school, and they don't learn any of this. And they're like, oh man, it's just like, yeah, life sucks, then you die. Like, oh my God, my heart is breaking. It's breaking. There's a way here. And then
before we get to our hostage that God
Yes.
brought here, I wanted to say, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah, it's doing something. Now I understand why Sean doesn't want to wear the superhero cape, and I see like I am at cause to be a superhero to more people in this world.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And I want everyone that is here, whether you're on the call or you're here, you are meant to be here. Okay. I don't care if you paid, like most of us paid. You got here free for whatever. God took you hostage. I don't care how you got here. You were meant to be here. And I am already passing on the superhero cape to someone that does not feel like a superhero, but should, after this weekend, feel like a superhero.
Let's keep moving that around.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
There you go, girl.
Yes.
You're the superhero. Yeah. I love you. You are, oh yeah, on the floor. You are saving people. You have to save more people. You have to. And you can't do that by hiding. Okay? So every day, you're going to be at cause to save those people. People that don't invest in this, like, what the hell? You invest in vacations, in Starbucks, and I love coffee. What are you thinking? Like, even Warren Buffett says, the best investment is in yourself.
Yes.
Right? I have done several, not a whole lot, but several other things where I got this much. And it was worth it because I invested in me. But this is the real deal. Please, for you, for the world, do this. Thank you.
And I didn't even think Elle liked me a month ago.
I was concerned about the same thing, John.
I love you all. And if it doesn't seem that way, it's only because of my own limitations and my own blindness.
I'm Gina again here. Thank you, Elle, so much for the honor. From my heart of hearts, that it is my absolute mission to be the love that I and Zeus that I wish to be. Yes, to become the Zeus that I am working on right now. Thanks to integrity-based human influence that Sean Callagy has created and has been teaching for so many years. And the people in this room have so much heart, so much soul, and so much love that we are all going out into the world and making an impact through the love in our heart and the love that Sean felt in his life, that he grew up with, that he has built upon, and every single amazing human in this room, an amazing person out there. So thank you. Thank you. I am beyond grateful, and I feel so much grace.
go here real quick. So we got all that, and then this dude goes up on my Courtney rolls in day one. Courtney apps. I love Courtney, and Courtney's crazy like me. It's just like it's like just all kinds of things happen. And so this gentleman shows up, and he's very proper and appropriate. Hello, yes, it's Dr. David. Hey, Dr. David, how are you? Pleasure. So I'm of course matching Dr. David. And it's a pleasure. How are you, sir? So speaking like that on the roof, and then it was like so. Content, and we're gonna learn appropriate propriety and things like that. And yes, propriety. And then 2 nights later, with like eyes like this, he's diving in the ocean. Yes, throwing the fire. And that's what happens. Yeah, and he's on rides and sea drinking. Wee.
So he's eating raw food at dinner. He was
Yes.
like,
And he's got that James Earl.
He does. And so, listen, that's like my reality and perspective. What's yours?
Very different. I just want to say, listen, I'm so glad I made this weekend. The love and the acceptance. I mean, you got to think about it. Most of you don't experience this, but I'm a foreigner. And it's
We're all
much more recent. I mean, it's there in the psyche that guys will not accept.
Really would after probably.
You do not go against Courtney. There's no chance.
God told me to come get you.
Yes.
And you know that's
heard that line
because, I mean, looking back at it, because of COVID, I usually come to the US twice a year, and then I'm basically and traffic 5th of September. After the 12, the embassies are all closed. And then somehow I got into Dallas. Cody had donated a whole for sickle cell project in Nigeria. The medications were still needed the money to fund the project. So that's why I came here in the first place, because I went to DC to see if I could collaborate with some of the medical institutions there and see if they would be willing to help out. So I had gone to Dallas and had seen the CEO of the company, Courtney had putting the products for, and I said, well, this. When he told me that one person bought them, I was like, wow, could I thank her? I just called her.
Little win, brother. The mute.
And the next thing, she's like, well, you need to come. That was on Tuesday. This was Tuesday. It was,
I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what month it is.
Last week.
Yeah, and then you had come pick me up on Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, everything just flowed together. And I got to tell you, I mean, again, the outpouring of love, Sean, what you taught. I've been to a UPW once several years ago, did the firewalk and all that. But this weekend was, I got to tell you, it was life changing. Okay, we can back up to the surfing and all that crazy stuff. I was like, there's no way. First Nigerian, I got to tell you, because that surfing thing, I was like, yeah, okay, we'll handle that. We'll do that once, that's it. When it came that night to jump in I was like, no effing way. That is crazy. You know what? The better thing is, let's all do something he's scared of. So we all do it together so we know.
I did that last week.
And I wouldn't have done it again. It was Courtney. She called me at first and she wasn't going to do it either. So I was like, yeah, good. Next thing, she changed my mind. I'm like, you sell out. And I jumped in the lake. I got to tell you, I mean, I was scared all the way. But that was truly an experience. And the rides too and all that. So it's been life changing. And I couldn't keep thinking that, listen, if I had known this and I've been practicing this for the last 12 months, heck, I would have probably raised the money I needed. come here at this time. But thank God I did, because it's like this is blowing it up so much more. And the relationships like you talk about, and not just having networks, but actually having ecosystems, mergers. I mean, that was revolutionary. It's like, now I understand where I've been going wrong. Because we're doing something that no one else is doing in Nigeria, and hopefully we won't spread it around to Africa and the rest of the world, wherever we have Black people, that we have some unique issues that we're dealing with. So I lacked the tools to take it out there. I was just doing my own my own little corner of the world, and that's nothing compared to the need out there. So thank you, Sean.
And by the way, in the spirit, two spirits of Unblinded. First, we give nicknames here, but David gave his own nickname. He's now AD, and so this is his version of a nickname. Because I'm like, it's David. And there's a few Davids, and you said what?
African David.
Yes. Forever AD, and also the spirit of Unblinded. From the Callagy Christian Foundation, I want to share with you your great work, a $5,000 donation for what you're doing, and I appreciate you very much. So,
You just epitomized why we call it a superpower, because you're going to take this back and you're going to use it.
Yes.
And how many lives are you going to save and change after this weekend? That's why we do what we do. And thank you so much for being here. And thank you for seeing what you weren't seeing before you got here.
I'll make the bet that $5,000 is nothing. It is nothing. The value is the millions of dollars you just learned with integrity how to raise. And the things we just learned how to do. That's what this is really about. I promise you that. So thank you, brother.
And accountability. In 12 months from today, we want to report that.
Now, by the way, in case you're like, oh my God, how many people, we're missing half the people. We're missing more than half of the people.
Yeah.
Already gone on planes and all those different things. And so, yeah, half of us are gone. I want to bring, we got I think 3 more quick folks. Kathleen.
Yes.
Come on in. Let's hear it for Kathleen. Because Kathleen not only cooked, not only cleaned, not only worked, not only legal fires in the backyard over there, and easily risk going to jail overnight. Thank you. But Kathleen's also my cousin, and Kathleen, what was fun for you, and what you committed to coming out this weekend?
I am.
So the angle that you can't.
Passing this to you.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting this. Maybe I should have continued cleaning in the garage.
You can no longer hide.
No longer hide.
Love it.
This experience has been incredible on every level I think that a human can feel, from love to compassion to fear to vulnerability to meeting so many wonderful people who I have never met before, who are so kind and loving and willing to share their stories and their attributes to the world and their pain and their everything is just right out of their heart. And to watch my cousin, who I obviously have known my whole life, and different things disconnect at different times, but even growing up, I've always admired the drive, the generosity, the Sean just kept going and going and going and going. And you have brought all of these beautiful people together because they're here because of what you do and all the hard work that you put in over the last 50 years to help other people out of the kindness and the love in your heart. And that is such an inspiration to me and everybody in this room. And I am so grateful, and I have so much gratitude and feel so blessed to be here and to have met every one of you And I hope I certainly touched and made a difference in your lives as well. So thank you.
Yes, you did.
I love you. All my heart.
Okay. And one, I want you to commit to never saying you're sorry again. Because you're like, I'm sorry, you have a second, and there's no sorry.
This is part of the uniform.
Yes, and you made this happen. Like you made this happen in no time. Thank you, because you weren't even scheduled to be supporting with this, and you know everything you did, and then you're just here, and then it's like another day, and this is kind of what happens, like African David. You're just here.
That's so funny.
I'm in the ocean. What the hell is going on? Like I'm supposed to be like helping get some food ready. Like I'm in the ocean. I'm burning. Sparks are flying everywhere. What was a moment for you, Kathleen? Not for everybody else. Not to say nice things. Not make your heart. It was a moment that was so special for you.
The moment for me, there were many, so I don't want to disrespect anybody that there were special moments, was that I have not been in the ocean in probably 20 years, set my foot in it, or put a bathing suit on, except that I borrowed it from my aunt to be able to sit on the beach where I wasn't dressed in full clothes. And I put my bathing suit on, and Mona said, I will hold your hand and come with me. And I did. And as everybody knows, the ocean that night, we got whacked down so hard. I had sand everywhere for days and showers later. But Mona never let go of my hand. She never let go of my hand. And that was just a moment that I can't even put into words of how she never let go of my hand. Look at how tiny her hands are on my hand. She never let go of my hand. I trusted her, and she never let go. So that was very emotional for me right at that moment.
And there are people.
You were special from the moment that I met you at the coffee.
Oh.
And I looked at you and you said, "Do you need anything?" And I was like, "Well, if you can give me one of those protein bars," and you like hit my heart through my stomach right there. I ran into the back of the garage, came out with the protein bar, and just said, "Like, have a great day." And I just you touched
Thank
me
you.
right there, like bam.
I appreciate
And then when
hearing
you told
that.
me you were Sean's cousin, that was the bonus.
And you helped me in the moments when you saw me, you would help me and ask me if I need anything. That was just awesome. You're
Good morning.
awesome.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Let's hear for Kathleen. Mona? Oh, yeah, so let's hell yeah, we ain't stopping now. Always trusted. I would have gotten you on that bus.
Come sit here, Grace. Did I have to run to the restroom? That's why I said yes. Sit right there. You can
Where's the camera? This is the camera?
yeah, just look right there. We're still on. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. It's my turn to talk. All right. I would say the moment for me was at Sean's grandparents' house.
And on the huddle, where's the computer?
Right here.
Hey, Adam, did you keep, and Fernando keep just talking to Huddle while we're doing this?
Just keep it going, Fernando.
I can't hear, but Fernando, keep it rocking. You're out there, my brother.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, keep it rocking with the huddle while we're just kind of saying the goodbyes over here. And
Right, so we want to keep rocking the huddles. Are we going to have any more shares, Mr. Callagy and the rest of the folk?
I got a little close up going. If you don't see me, I don't know. I'm gonna put it on mute because I'm sure you.
Hey guys, real quick. Hey, this is 1 second. 1 sec, please. 1 sec. Guys, one quick second, please. So I truly want to give Mona a chance to share from her heart before everybody goes. Just please, just real quick.
So Sean, so I think I was muted. So that was a hands up for you guys that are still on the call. The 18 people still left. We love you guys. The 100+ messages in the chat. I'm going to save that chat and read with Sean later. Thank you so much, everybody. A few weeks ago, Sean said to me, so we're thinking about, having a few people at the house, like the Unblinded people. And, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, you're going to be happy. I always say I want people over. I miss my family. They're in Canada. I love you guys. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And then as the day would continue, he goes, oh my God, I think we're going to have a full house. We can't do it inside. I think we're going to have to do it outside.
Originally, I thought we were going to have 10 or 15 of us do this super late notice. We'd do some virtually and we have everybody stay on the ocean front. And I thought it'd be like 10 or 12 people.
Yes, exactly. And there are so many moments to me that were magical. This has been a lifelong vision of mine that I would be in a safe space where I could love everybody, and that Sean adds with boundaries, which I'm totally up for, which is awesome. And I just can't thank you enough, you guys, for all your trust in us and your presence and your love. All the shares, a lot of people came to me. You guys know who you are. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your love. Everybody that was here contributed in one way or another. I think that one of my favorite times, fun times, was that I was in our bedroom, Sean and Sean walked in and he goes, can you just get everyone to calm down? Like, we're going to start soon, but everyone's super like, I'm like, all right. So I come out here and everyone's like jumping and dancing. And I'm like, all right, you guys, we're going to start soon. And everyone's like, not really having it. They're like, and I'm like, all right, you guys, we're going to start. And then I'm like, I go back in the room, like, they don't want to come down. They don't want to come down. Why are we even getting them to calm down? Let's go out there and be crazy with them. And then we can start the content. So that was awesome. And it was really great to hear you guys share this morning. It reminds me of one time Beyonce went on Oprah, and after her performance, Oprah goes, be right back after the break. Awesome job. And then you can hear Beyonce whisper in Oprah's ear and she says, how was that? Did she just say that? And I rewind it and she did. And I would go back in the bedroom and Sean goes, how do you think I'm doing? And I can't express what this morning and all this, I could have not expressed all this and the beautiful, I'm going to say wait, I don't know if this is the right word. I'll use my French card here first, my first language, but the beautiful presence of everybody's shares. I could have not expressed all that to Sean myself, but that's what I would have liked to convey. So thank you for all your shares this morning, because this has been, I think he's such a friggin' amazing man. I feel so blessed to have him in my life. Really, really. And I can't believe you got everyone to go in the water on Saturday. I thought you were going to call it off. So thanks, everybody. Love you. Bye.
Mona would not go in the ocean like a month ago. And then she's saving Kathleen as waves are crashing and the whole thing.
Yeah, but the trick to go under the wave, it saves you guys. You got to go under the wave. Because I was always trying to be like, oh, the wave's coming, stand tall, stand strong. But under the wave,
Much better.
Brianna, you want to take us home, brother?
But how do you
Take
know
us
to
home.
go? When to go? Because
Oh,
we're
take us
coming.
home.
I hear it coming. Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you for that. Ken Van Loo.
Ken Van Loo. Love it. 166 tackles, ladies and gentlemen.
166 tackles, 120 scoops, 16 Pop-Tarts, discrepancy everywhere. Numbers, math, love, all that's real. And we're here. It's been the elite Long Beach Island weekend. Thank you. You know, just as before I even go through that, as I was like processing, you know, Sean gave the beautiful permission when we were at Nani's, and you want to take some time, you know, for you to do so. And that's something I do regularly. And it was beautiful to take it today. And nothing goes as planned. It was going to be 10 minutes. I was going to sit by the bay. And I started hearing. And I started feeling. And I nested on experiencing. And like experiencing all of you. We've had such beautiful experiences. But it's something different to get to experience all of you. To receive it. And as we look at like a visual pie chart of what happened, it was like fun, magic, love, got tackled by Gina. Like that was like the general consensus of the day. And as I think about, you know, integrating last year, being here, and thank you, Sean, for always being so open. At one time you kidnapped and we did training videos for Callagy training and development, crushing fear and distortion, right on the roof, like get on the roof. No one's ever there in the ocean with Sean. There's never more than like 2 people, 3 people, 4 people in the entire ocean. So that is like real life.
And it's just our group.
That's it. Yeah, pretty much. I'm saying it's like Sean and company. So, you know, thank you for all of you. And as I look around and I focus here, thank you for everyone who is watching, who's receiving, who's committed. Peter, Melissa, Jody, Joe, Tiffany Noel, Melissa Wilson, you know, Bella's out there, Patricia's out there, Andy Zapata's out there, all of you, and all the ones I'm not naming. Thank you for your energy, your belief, your commitment. And as we said last night, as we put our hands in together and we went on unison, which like, that's rare. We always messed up. And like this time we did it. This time we didn't.
Let's do it one more time. Yeah.
And I believe we didn't because we're united. And let's put our hands in virtually. Let's put your hands in.
Brandon, you called.
Thank you. I appreciate that honor dearly. We're going to go down and up. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, unblinded. Let's do it loud. Let's do it proud with fun and magic. 1, 2, 3, unblinded. Peace out, Unblinded Huddle. See you tomorrow. We're supposed to be 15, 20 minutes today, multiplied by 22. That's what we're doing.